رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum everyone, and a very good afternoon to all present over here for my presentation. I'm thankful to the panel, Satyanarayana sir and Sai Kumar sir and Badiuddin sir, and thank you for judging me for this session, inshallah. My topic is the role of an entrepreneur in the digital economy. The reason to introduce the topic or the role of an entrepreneur in the digital economy basically is to identify and analyze how digital economy will help the entrepreneur, as well as how can an entrepreneur help in the development of digital economy by understanding certain concepts like digital economy itself, digital disruption, and the information data handling and the rest of the things related with the data handling, like the security and the promotion of the products and services. The study has basically, I would talk about. Before this, I am very sure that all of us are aware of the concept of entrepreneurship, or who an entrepreneur is. To simplify it, an entrepreneur is somebody who actually gets a thought, who actually thinks, but has got the courage to act upon that thought and creates a company. Basically, it is to an entrepreneur, the best entrepreneur, or somebody who deserves to be called as an entrepreneur, has got the capability to generate income with zero initiative, without having to get money from the government or the family or the friends. So an entrepreneur is definitely a very good key component in the ecosystem of digital economy. I would always talk about business to consumer transaction, because they can, when we have been buying goods, if we have suppose we have bought a shirt 10 years back. Has it make any difference the way we buy a shirt today? It is only the channel, it's not the product we buy. Because the shirt that you have bought, that actually was made with a cloth. So 10 years back also you had a shirt made up of cloth, and now also you buy the same. But what we need to understand is the disruption that has happened. The disruption has happened, a transformation has happened in the channel, the way we are buying things and the way we are selling things and the way we are handling the data of the consumer and the businesses as well, and the way we are thinking the need of the market, the need of the consumer presently as well as with respect to the future. The next thing that I would like to talk about is the rapid communication between the devices and the spreading. That is what we are calling the digital disruption or the transformation. And the transformation has really helped, or the digital, the involvement or the communication of the devices among themselves over a network or over a channel of devices interconnected has led the business to consumer being changed to business, and it has brought business to digital economy in a sense that every one of us is bound to use system to buy and sell or analyze data or help our businesses to grow. And this is what is happening, and the reason for us to celebrate this particular business to business transaction or business to business model is we can actually celebrate it because the transactions or in aggregate is twice what has been happening in the business to consumer. And then the consumer has got the power, or sorry, the business, the person who is doing the business has got the power because now even a small business owner understands the key components of the ecosystem. They do understand when in 2016 when demonetization has happened and government started emphasizing on how a system would be used for the transaction. Like Paytm was introduced, or a lot of channels were introduced, because government has introduced demonetization and made the business owners to have billing and payments through digital devices. And a small business, if a small business person understands that something is happening, billing is happening, transactions are happening using a digital device or a network, it means they have got the capability to think of taking their business online. And it is definitely giving them a chance to reach out to a larger market and to reach out to every consumer that they would like to. The findings have got more opportunities because when the main role of an entrepreneur is to identify more of the opportunities than to get afraid of the threats that the digital disruption or digital transformation has brought into picture, because opportunities are more. If an entrepreneur, or for that matter anyone, understand the usage of the digital, we will have a very small activity to understand this. Can you all take out your mobile phones, please? I'm very sure each one of us have got a mobile device with us. I'm not asking you to give it to me. Please just take it out. And may I see the mobiles in your hand, please? Okay. Could you give it to the person sitting beside you, right or left? Could you give it to the person? Okay. You can keep it for yourself. Actually, I want you to, or the need of the hour is to realize that it gets very disruptive. Actually, I tried having a kind of disruption. Your heart must have just quit. Oh no, I can't give away my device. It is the need of the hour. Everyone has got to have the use of the digital device, especially the mobile. So what we are trying to do over here is we have got proven processes, proven business models used by earlier entrepreneurs. For example, we have got Facebook, we have got Ola in India and Uber in the US, and we have also got Airbnb, on the concept of which OU rooms have started using real estate. As well as we have got the example of Alibaba, which is an e-commerce platform. What has happened here is an entrepreneur identified that I need not worry about content, because somebody going and creating a platform like Facebook, which many of us are addicted to, they do not create any content, meaning there is no investment, there is nothing that an entrepreneur, with respect to all the speakers have talked like capital and lot of things, they just identified that a channel has to be in place. They identified existing thing can be incorporated in a certain network and they can make it their business, and they have been in the business for the past 18 to 20 years now when we talk about Alibaba, because Alibaba has got this e-commerce platform, has got no inventory, they don't have their own products. They just have been using and introducing small business owners to come to a particular platform and then making money out of it. Likewise, Ola and Uber, you are already aware of. Ola and Uber, they have got no vehicles of their own when they do business, and this is a very big example of digital disruption that they make use of. But then how Sai Kumar sir has mentioned that tools are very, very important in your presentation. In the tools, we have got technologies. When we talk about technologies, entrepreneurs have to have proper business models.
Why don't you conclude?
Sure. Implications we do have, because when I am talking about business models, already into the implications, because the study shows there is a lot of implications that an entrepreneur can have. They can develop business models where the presence of the consumer is valued, and they also, the second thing they emphasize on, they continuously started. An entrepreneur role is to identify where and how they can bring about the simplification in the digital economy. So they have, what they have done is, for an example of, when we take the example of Facebook, we have got Facebook as a data sharing platform earlier, but then they come up with an innovation and they introduce Facebook Business Page, which is actually helping a lot of business owners to go ahead and reach out to the larger market. Then we have got the big data and data technologies embracing. Here I would like to give us an example of one of the business owners, a founder in the year 2004. Dheeraj Rajan. What he did was, he was the one who founded MANUU. MANUU is a company where they do marketing analysis, they do risk analysis, and a lot of things. They collect data. What he had done is got data from the US, made mathematicians and statisticians to identify the pattern how the buyers buy, how a product moves into the market and stays in the inventory. So that has actually helped a lot of business owners to go ahead and predict and to find out how the businesses are going to grow in the coming years. With the conclusions, as we are the youngest country, and with the findings and the studies that this data has been taken from Economic Forum, we have got about 50% of our population. It's like we have got 1.3 to 1.4% billion population, out of which about 25, we have got 50% of the population under the age of 27, and we have got, the number is wrong, then 15 years. We have got the biggest think tank because about 65% of our population is under the age of 35. That means we are the biggest think force on the planet, and it gives us a very, very big scope to go ahead and opt for entrepreneurship and identify the role of an entrepreneur in the digital economy. Entrepreneur is the one who contributes to the digital economy, simplifies and leads billion people. Entrepreneurs need to take the responsibility, because why are we thinking of digital economy? Why are we thinking of disruption? Why are we thinking of digitalization? Because just now I had an example, and everyone needs to have the device and in anything that they are doing in their daily life. So what we need to emphasize is, the last but not the least is, why are we doing what we are doing? Because the way we need to understand is, each one of us are entrepreneurs in our real sense. The only thing is, are we doing our part? It's like, if we are doing something, it has to have an impact around us, and globally, and definitely when we are reaching out to people on the national level and international level, it will add on to the digital economy of India, and then an entrepreneur will really, in a true sense, will play the role of an entrepreneur in the digital economy. Thank you for giving me this chance. I wanted to be here. Thank you.